This is a little different. Other than my normal videos, I am actually using a legitimized audio software on my actual PC, so I don't have to record everything on my phone screen anymore. So the quality of videos will be much better now. I have a basic understanding on how these audio programs work in capture software and editing, so the overall quality of my videos will be much better. To my, 10 subscribers that actually care. So I've been playing a lot of Dying Light recently. I was thinking to myself, what is the quickest way to get survivor and agility skills? And a lot of people online have been wondering that too, so I was doing some experimenting. And I have found the best ways to level up your survivor, agility, and power. Agility, not so much, but we'll see. If you're watching this video and you have other methods that are quicker at gaining any of these stats than the ones that I mentioned, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And with that said, let's get started. Alright, so first up on the list is the survivor skill tree. From what I found, the fastest way to increase your survival skill is in the stuffed turtle, which we are at right now. So what you need to do here is make sure your difficulty is on Nightmare, and you want to go in, just run in here like you're going to do the regular quarantine zone. Excuse me. The reason why you want to do this on Nightmare mode is because, from my experience, you gain more survivor points on Nightmare difficulty. So you have to do this process less than if you were playing on other difficulties. If you're playing on any other difficulty than Nightmare, then this process will take much longer and you'll get bored much quicker. So what's the process? So there are a total of 5 drops here that you need to pick up. Those right there are disaster relief packages. When you give them to the quartermaster, they will give you survivor points. Now everyone knows this, but this area is good in particular because the beginning area has no zombies whatsoever.
Shit, the goddamn switch broke down.
So there are 3 disaster relief packages in this starting room. One right here by the super quiet fan sign. Another one right there that I just jumped by. And the third one is right over here by this hanging wire. Now, that's only 3, yes. So the other 2 are behind here in the store. But you do not want to go in there because there are a lot of zombies. Now, you probably do have the weaponry to fight them and kill them, but I advise you not to because there's a much quicker way to get all these packages. When you climb up, run across the sign, jump up here, get over on the counter, pick up the first one. Turn off the power that is electrifying the water, like I already did. And then you come over here, this one, pick this one up, climb onto the top, use your grappling hook if you have it. If you don't have it, then you just have to walk over here. It takes a little bit longer. Pick up the third one. Now, instead of going in there and picking up the other 2 drops, just leave. Just leave the place. You will fail the challenge after you leave. However, when you re-enter the quarantine zone, all of the disaster packages will respawn. So climbing up here, we see that the packages are back. So now continue to do that. Continue the process. Climbing on here, pick this up, turn the power off.
Shit, the goddamn switch broke down.
Run over here, pick this up, climb on top, use grappling hook, pick up a third one, and leave. It's as simple as that. If you continue to do that, then over the course of about 15 to 20 minutes, you will have over 65 to 70 disaster packages. Now, if you're playing on Nightmare mode, like you should be, then what you need to do is wait until nighttime to drop them off to the quartermaster. Alright, so here we are at the tower.
A special deal for you.
I had just waited until nighttime So when you go over to the quartermaster and you drop off your drops, you'll realize you'll get a much higher amount
Really needed these supplies.
of survivor points than you typically would. That is because, like the game says, the amount of points that you get are doubled. On Nightmare mode, you get about triple the amount of survivor points. At least that's what my testing says. So in conclusion, the best way to get survivor points, in my experience, is
Price and his goons
go
are
to the
worse
stuffed
than
turtle.
fighters.
pick up the 3 disaster packages that are in that starting area. Come back to the tower, wait till nighttime so you can get the bonus, and then turn them into the quartermaster. So next, we're going to be talking about power. So what is the best way to level up power? So I have a couple of methods. So depending on where you're at in the game. Obviously, if you have no power level, it is a little difficult to rack up your power because you don't have any of these useful perks. So I'll be going on, in my opinion, the different stages of gameplay, starting from beginner to where you're close to the end game, on the best way to level up your power. So you're a brand new player. You have 0 skills in all 3 of the areas. So what's the best way to gain power without necessarily putting yourself in danger? So in my experience, there's a couple ways to do it. You still have the kick ability starting out. So what you can do is kick the zombies into spike walls or spike barrels like that there. It will grant you the experience for the kill without reducing the durability of your weapons. Of course, you could just go in, pipe swinging and guns blazing. But in my experience, the damage of the weapons, especially on the higher difficulties, is very, very bad starting out, and you will end up needing to repair your weapon almost every single time you try to kill one zombie. Very ineffective. I would just kick them into a spike wall or a spike barrel to get some power points. So now you're a little bit further in the game. You have a couple of levels in each one. You've completed the first few missions, you've done some parkouring, you've killed a few zombies. What now? So level 2 of gaining your power also comes with a perk of increasing your agility as well. The perk you should get is Grapple. Very underrated perk, especially early in the game. You use Grapple to throw the enemies into the spike walls and spike barrels instead of just kicking them into the barrels. Much more effective. You can choose which direction to throw the zombies in, allowing for much greater versatility. Now, if you're playing on Nightmare mode, of course, you do have the stamina bar, which you have to keep in mind of. Every single time you throw a zombie, it will deplete nearly half of your stamina. And if you throw a second one without letting it recover, you will be completely defenseless, and you have to wait for your stamina to recover for a time. If you're playing on other difficulties, this is not an issue. You can keep throwing them into the barrels and racking up that agility and power points as you go. Obviously, this only applies for very small hordes of infected. You don't want to do this for the giant hordes like the ones on the bridge. Definitely don't want to do that, because odds are you will die painfully. Just don't try it. So you're a little bit further in the game than last time. So now you've gotten about 6 or 7 or 8 levels in each one. You're using the grapple ability to increase your agility and power, and you've been completing quests to increase survivor. So the next level of power increase would be to get Stomp. This is a very useful perk because this allows you to get power points quicker than any other previous method up to this point. What you need to do is get on top of an area that the zombies can't easily access, but they can access. Like on top of a car, for example. So here we are, on top of a car. And so the zombies will try to climb up on here. You get the prompt to kick their head off. Now, instead of swiping for you, most of the time they will continuously try to climb on the vehicle to get you. So obviously the virals are things to look out for, because they can just straight up jump on the car. The only way that the zombies, if you stand in the center of the vehicle, the only way the zombies can hit you is if you actually let them climb up. Every time they start climbing up, you have the option to kick their head off. No reduction in weapon durability, and all it requires is patience. So, the best place to do this would be on the bridge, because it has the most amount of zombies and plenty of cars for you to stand on, so you can kick their heads off one by one and continue to get lots of power points. So your power level is a little bit higher than last time, and you might be thinking, okay, kicking the heads off ain't cutting it. It's taking too long. The level requirements are getting bigger and bigger. It's taking longer and longer. So what do I do? So there's a couple things you need. You need a couple perks. Some of these perks are in skill trees other than power. So in Survivor, you need Camouflage. That is very important. Camouflage Attack, which lets you attack the infected while also remaining in camouflage. Then you need Takedown, which allows you to instantly kill zombies that you walk behind. This method right here is hands down the fastest way to gain power in the entire game. And if you have access to it, get Kill Frenzy as well, because it will make the process just even quicker. So here we are at the bridge. We're at the very top where the safe house is. So what you need to do here is wait until nighttime, since, like I said before, the skill point gain at night is doubled. Alright, so what we need to do is roll all the way back down to that door that leads you down to the base of the bridge. Now, one thing you have to take into consideration is on higher Survivor difficulties, the enhanced volatiles will spawn and they can see through your camouflage. So beware of that. I am at the point in the game where the bolters start spawning, but that is fine. We're not hunting them at the moment. This becomes much easier if you are at the point in the game where the bolters don't spawn, because there are actually less volatiles on the bridge. So what you do is you open the door down here, get the attention of one infected, grapple them back, let them bite you. Okay, let's try that again. Grapple them back, kick the rest out the door, close the door. This is useful because it allows you to camouflage without the infected bothering you. So camouflage. Open the door. And slowly make your way around the zombies, because they will be cluttered all around. And start your killing spree. There are so many infected that you can just walk behind and snap their necks. And you notice that the amount of points I'm getting is through the roof. If you can kill them in a quick enough manner, the multiplier for Kill Frenzy will start stacking and stacking and stacking. And the fact that you're killing them instantly means that they do not retaliate to you. Volatiles typically will not go after you, because volatiles are tricked by camouflage. The enhanced versions, however, are not tricked by camouflage, so just beware of this strategy at higher Survivor difficulties. But you see these points that I'm getting, 500 per kill in some cases. Right there, I just got 1,000. Okay. And obviously you see the amount of points I'm getting here is absolutely crazy. This will gain you a good chunk of Survivor points as well, because you're doing all of these actions at night. As long as you do not die, you will also gain Survivor points. So there's really nothing much to this strategy. Just keep going behind and killing all the zombies you see and refreshing your camouflage whenever you need to. So we've covered power, we've covered Survivor. Now go on to agility. This one's a bit tricky. I haven't found a consistent way to quickly level agility up, similar to Survivor and Power. I do have a few tips and tricks to increase agility faster. The one place that I did early in the game was I came to here, like you're climbing up the tower to the very top of the bridge on the scaffolding. In this particular stretch of bars right here, if you grab this and climb up, he will do 5 grabs up to the top until he climbs up, which will give you a good chunk of agility, 30 to be exact. If you have roll, go ahead and jump down and roll, and then you'll gain another 50. Obviously, these points are doubled at night. So the initial jump, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Climb up, 80. And roll for another 20, which is 100. That will be doubled at night, so 200 every time you do that. So you just climb up, roll down, climb up, roll down, climb up, roll down, and just keep doing that over and over again for as long as you'd like. It grants 200 every time you do it, so it's not the most effective, especially on the higher levels. But, in my personal opinion, the game is centered around agility, parkouring, climbing, all that stuff. Your agility will be fine. If you want a power level agility, I would say that is one of the best ways to do it. I have not found another way. I think that just playing the game normally is enough to increase your agility. That's what I've done here. So that is pretty much it. Those are my strategies for increasing the 3 different skill trees in the game. Legend is easy. Legend is literally the exact same for all of them. Once you max out a skill tree, all of your points that go through in that specific skill tree will instead go to Legend. So everything that applies here also applies to Legend. That's my tutorial on increasing the 3 skill trees in the game. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.